Hi everyone, this is Chaser USA channel. My name is Kirill and we talk about watches here. If you think that limited edition models of Japanese origin with beautiful dials are only found in luxury segments, then you are mistaken. It turns out there are more budget-friendly versions too. One of them has reached us today and you can of course purchase it at my store chasterclub.com. Links will be in the description. Yes, generally they already looked good in photos, but in person they've only met expectations. Indeed, an incredible dial. The case structure for the series remains the same, standard. Here everything is also satin finished. The same polished recessed edges that add a certain elegance, sophistication to the case, and even, I would say, multi-layered appearance. That is, from a distance it seems as if it's not solid but consists of several parts. On the right side is the crown with the Orient Star logo, and by the way you can see it's flat. But it's quite large, polished bezel visually separated from the case, and flat sapphire crystal slightly above the level of this bezel. In principle, there are no special surprises with the case here because we've encountered a similar model already, quite a while ago actually. But there, of course, was the most ordinary light dial, unlike this version. Here, of course, is incredible beauty. And pay attention to the structure, that is usually the structure sunburst. Implies that yes, we see a transition from light to dark, but it's uniform across the entire dial, but here it's completely different. I'll bring the watch closer to you and notice that no matter how we turn the watch, the light tones still remain only at the top. And the bottom portion appears darker than the upper half when viewed from almost all angles. Insanely beautiful. Well, from a distance, of course, this boundary is clearly visible. Naturally, many have already guessed, I think, that this is a reference to the horizon where the sky and sea meet. Knowing the Japanese love for such intermediate states, for transitions in nature, it's not difficult to guess what inspired the designers. And this series is relatively new. It was released in September 2023. 3 models in the Modern Skeleton collection, an almost completely skeletonized dial, and an offset second hand, 1,200 pieces, and the women's model with an open balance in a quantity of 400 pieces. And here's our guest today. They all have the same dial but different limits. Our model has less than 1,000 in the limited edition. Only 850 pieces were released worldwide. Note that on the case back there's information about the limited series. We have number 18 and it's from the first 20, which is rare. And here we also see, of course, the colorful mechanism. There's textured polishing here. The rotor also has processing and branding. Well, it's beautiful. Japanese origin, naturally, as with all Orient Star. Water resistance of 10 atmospheres and sapphire crystal only on top. The back already has mineral glass. Regarding the operation of the mechanism itself, first, I'll note a power reserve of 50 hours, not 40, as in regular versions from the budget segment. And secondly, we can also see this reserve here, meaning we can understand that there's little reserve left so that your watch doesn't stop overnight, for example. You can simply quickly wind it manually for about 5 to 10 hours with just a few turns. And then the only position with a stop second, we change the hands. The hands, indices, as you've probably noticed, have a bronze tint, meaning they're executed in rose gold, also elegant. Overhead indices. Hands with luminous material and an open balance wheel. Many people don't like the open balance wheel for some reason, but I think that overall it can be called a certain signature feature of Orient. It appears too often, but here it even adds a certain special touch because Without it, it would probably be a bit boring. With the open balance wheel, everything looks much more lively. The luminous material is not only on the hands, but also on the dots. On the outer ring, next to the hour indices. The readability is actually pretty good. On the wrist, everything sits very neatly, just like a perfect fit. The height at the edges of the lugs is only 46.2 millimeters, diameter 39.3 millimeters, thickness 12.2 millimeters. The dimensions are quite pleasing, a small case, right in line with modern trends, and the bracelet width 20 millimeters. It's almost completely satin finished with small inclusions of polished edges and a branded clasp, of course. Here on the wrist, it fits up to about 20.5 centimeters. By the way, the clasp is like this, basically solid with large buttons. Overall, there are no issues with the bracelet. You could say it's a classic Orient Star style. The total weight of the model is 147 grams. This is of course a formal option. I think it's unlikely to be suitable for everyday use, but for an evening outing it's just perfect. An option for the soul, an option for those who like to use a watch on their wrist to declare their individuality and taste. Indeed, the watch looks great and will complement both business style and casual style. And of course the main feature is the dial. This is a color transition, the place where clouds and water meet. By the way, Orient declared the shades of this series as emotional colors that unite the world. That's what it's called. It turned out really great, absolutely without question. Quality processing, execution, plus the limited edition Japanese origin. And of course, what I stated at the very beginning, how often do you come across limited edition models with such a background, with such an incredibly beautiful dial, and at this price? In my opinion, it's truly a unique option, and it's available in our store, chasterclub.com, by the way, as well as the skeletonized model from the same series. And in general, Orient Star is quite widely represented in our store. A choice for those who truly value quality in watches. At the end, I would like to know your opinion about this model. Be sure to leave it in the comments. And if you liked this video, then give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That's all. Goodbye, everyone.